Well, welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel, and we have a special treat for all of us here. We have this kid, Richard Solar Energy, and he's going to play perhaps Good King Wenceslas on his trumpet. How long have you been playing trumpet?
2 months.
2 months.
2 months.
Is that your favorite instrument?
Yes.
Do you play anything else?
No.
Okay, go ahead and play it.
Give it a blow. We're going to move. Oh, we'll just go over here.
Thank you, Richard.
All right.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And you're a pro,
Take this and
not if you get paid to play, but if you get paid to leave.
you'll be in Carnegie Hall soon.
That was wonderful. Oh, yeah. So that's the news from us this week. That's all that happened in Las Cruces, right?
We
we have something even more exciting than Richard.
We do. You know, this weekend is the whole enchilada fiesta going on right now.
I didn't know that.
Right here in Las Cruces. It's going on this very minute.
What is an enchilada anyway?
If you don't know.
People from the East Coast are watching this show thinking, what's an enchilada? You hear about it all the time. Is it like a Mexican burger or something?
Well, enchilada is kind of like the food of New Mexico. Now, at the whole enchilada fiesta, you will see the world's largest enchilada being constructed. Now, technically, according to the Book of World Records, the Guinness people have now said it's not the world's largest because now the world's largest is a rolled enchilada,
which is not the same
weighs
thing as
more
a flat enchilada.
Right. So
now, this has a diameter of 10.5 feet.
Yes.
That's all sauce and onions and cheese.
And tortillas.
And tortilla.
Masa. But they're going to be making this live in person. There's Roberto Estrada making it not last year because he couldn't do it last year. But
this is a
brand new equipment.
New cooker because the gas isn't going to blow up, hopefully, unless there's terrorists at the whole enchilada festival. You know, these days you can't tell.
Well,
a place like Kenya, who would guess?
Yes, anyway. and if you go there, you could actually eat. You can get a sample of the world's largest flat enchilada, after it's been made.
That would be a picture. Actually, that's a red chili pepper with a mustache and a hat.
That's Tweffy,
and a red
the mascot.
Tweffy is the weirdest thing because Tweffy stands for the whole enchilada festival.
That's right.
But a wef, the whole sounds like it's an H, doesn't it?
It's a tweff, not a queef.
It's a tweff, not a queef?
No.
Well, I don't want to hear that out of you. Oh, I would never hear that out of you, would I? No.
Now, also, in conjunction with the whole,
What?
They charge $5 now to get into the whole enchilada fiesta.
It used to be you just had to give an enchilada and you get in.
No, it was free downtown. You just walk in and just take part. It's just a bunch of vendors set up, basically. And then they have a beer tent where you can go and eat beer, eat enchiladas, and drink beer. But now they charge $5 to get into the fiesta. I guess they want to keep the riff-raff out.
Times have changed and everything now costs. We don't get comped. They even changed the regulations, or they're in the process of changing regulations of what nonprofits have to pay for the city property to use it. So
well, you have a press pass, Michael. You can get into it free.
I could.
As could
That's true. Thank you. Why? Do I work someplace that has news?
And also, in conjunction with this, they're having the enchilada eating contest. I think this is the third or fourth year they've done it. Eating contest. The same guy has won it most of the times they've had it.
I think we had this picture on exactly the same time last year with that girl looking as dubiously at the guy. First of all, he's eating with his little white plastic gloves, making sure that it gets into his mouth.
Yes, right, and then he swallows every bite.
Yes.
Now, he ate 5.9 pounds of enchilada last year, so you're going to have to beat that. Okay, just as an example, this is 5 pounds of potatoes. You're going to have to eat more than this.
Okay, let's try.
Here's like another pound right there. You're going to have to eat, that's 6 pounds of potatoes. You're going to have to eat more than 6 pounds of enchilada to win this year.
You have racially integrated potatoes there. This is a yam or something.
That's a sweet potato.
Wow. Luckily,
sweet, huh?
Luckily, potatoes are heavier than enchiladas. So 5 pounds of potatoes don't weigh as much as 5 pounds of enchiladas.
Well, if you could eat 5 pounds of feathers, you'd probably be better off. But this is what 5 pounds of food looks like.
You'd
You're
blow
going to
away.
eat it to win this year's enchilada eating contest.
But if you like enchiladas,
I
and
love
enchiladas are
enchiladas.
really good, and I bet there's not that much cheese on these enchiladas because cheese is expensive, but there's a lot of onions.
Well, there's no
and
meat.
it's also supposed to be spicy, right?
There's no meat.
It's a very spicy
spicy
sauce.
red sauce with onions, tortillas, sauce, and cheese.
So probably at least a pound of this is going to be red sauce going through your body. That's not what we mean by staying hydrated.
Well,
you can't really hydrate with red enchilada sauce.
No, but you figure after you eat that much enchiladas, you have to go somewhere and throw up. You go around the side, around the back, and
or
throw up.
Or if your
can't eat
digestion
that.
is good, yeah, well, it
No.
could go. You have other exits. You know, you have an emergency exit in your body, even if you don't go in through the front door.
No, you can't. You can't hold 6 pounds of food like that you've just eaten in a hasty manner. You have to purge.
People who are in eating contests spend a lot of time expanding the width of their stomach,
Which is not a good thing. I don't
no,
think.
but look, Robert De Niro did it to be
Raging Bull.
Raging Bull, and other guys do it to be in movies. So you can. I've done it, but more of a permanent basis.
Yes. Well.
So, but
that's
I'm sure
that's a lifestyle
I'm
choice
sure
for
with
you.
trying more, I could expand it even more
so
with enchiladas.
maybe next year one of us will enter.
Yeah. Well, you?
Maybe me.
Oh.
If not me, you. Let's both enter and see who does the best.
I think we should practice. Let's go over to Giro's and have enchiladas.
In the
They have
meantime,
great enchiladas. I love their enchiladas.
in the meantime, we'll have martini drinking contests.
Yes, I love to tasting. No,
funny.
you know what? I like sampling better than contest. Eating more. What
I do
good is
too.
eating more? Remember we did the hot dog eating thing on July 4th? I brought in hot dogs from Wiener Schnitzel. I brought about like 6 in because I was going to do like, if they could do like 100 in 10 minutes, I figured I could do at least 6 in a minute.
Did you?
No, I did half.
You overdosed on
I
hog.
did half.
On hog anus.
I did half. If it's a hog, an anus indicates an empty space. This was perhaps the stuff that looks like it comes out of one.
The lips and the lungs. That's what they make the hot dogs out of.
You love saying that.
Slaughterhouse
You love saying
floor
that.
sweeping.
You know what you eat
what
when
it
you're
is.
eating zucchini?
What?
The anus and the lips of zucchinis.
Yum.
Because vegetable is all excretion. It's all about excretion.
No, it's not.
Seeds. You
You're
eat the
just
seeds.
saying that.
That's like eating fruit, vegetable babies or fruit babies. That's like eating seeds.
I'm going to leave these out here.
And next week, these 2 potato heads are going to take our place, and you'll see a better product.
Much better show.
Yes.
That's true.
French fried, too.
Speaking of potato heads, right now, this week, Ted Cruz, Republican Senator Ted Cruz from Texas,
Freshman Republican
was
senator.
doing
He's a freshman.
a fake filibuster against Obamacare because he doesn't want people to have health insurance, I guess.
Well, he didn't want the budget to pass or them to agree on the budget. That way they wouldn't be able to give the budget back to the House without Obamacare, the demise of Obamacare or the defunding of Obamacare, which was actually voted into law about 4 years ago, and the whole Obamacare or Affordable Care Act was declared totally constitutional by the Judicial Department, the Supreme Court.
Well, and it's turned out Obamacare is more fiscally conservative than Romney Care was in Massachusetts.
And if you like your populace, the people in your country, everybody, you need Obamacare. They keep talking about how it's the biggest job loser in the country. The biggest thing that's killing jobs is that the people who own corporations are sending everything out of the country to be manufactured. That's where jobs are being lost. Also, the fact that the people who own the most aren't willing to contribute the most back into the economy through taxes. Right. Taxes is a bad word.
That's unpatriotic, isn't it?
It's ridiculous not to give back. If you're making the most money, give back the most money.
And the ironic thing about Ted Cruz and his filibuster, he was up there reading. He had to say, you have to keep talking. So he started reading Dr. Seuss's Green Eggs and Ham. I do not like them, Sam, I am. Which is, I think, a Freudian slip on his part, because the whole thrust of Green Eggs and Ham is you eventually try them and you like them.
Oh, we'll have to, Ted, if you're watching this, try it. You'll like it.
Try Obamacare. You actually might like it.
In fact, Obamacare is actually, right now, cutting down certain people's expenses. It allows for you to have a pre-existing condition because since everybody's going to be covered by this health plan, everybody gets in it. You don't get bounced out. They talk about death squads for the grandmas. You know, if you listen to some of the stories about people who go to extraordinary lengths to keep their suffering grandparents artificially alive for 2 or 3 months, it's not a death squad. It's the nature of life and death.
Plus,
some things just can't be.
Kids and students can remain on their parents' insurance till age 26.
Which is good for me.
If they're out of college by
3
then.
years ago.
Yes.
But that would have been good.
In fact, coming up October 5th, there's a lecture on Obamacare at the Good Samaritan Village.
Where a lot of people are on Medicare.
That's right. Socialism.
Yeah, Medicare. Everybody loves Medicare. Obamacare is Medicare for the people, all the people. If you're an 18-year-old kid, you're getting out of high school, you think, well, I'm in the best of health. Not everybody is. Not only that, even if you are in the best of health, there are always accidents that happen.
Right.
That takes some time to learn, but it always happens.
Well, you know, Canada has this very similar type of program.
You mean Canada?
Canada. They do. Now, if you want to go hear more about Obamacare, a lecture is being given by a doctor at Good Samaritan. That's up there on Buena Vista Circle, across the street from Memorial Medical Center.
Now, if he's a doctor, is he telling you how to make Obamacare work for you, or talk about why he had to update his records so that they will be electronically available to other medical agencies and he can't afford it?
Well,
and,
hopefully it won't be a biased lecture and he'll just give people the truth about what to expect.
So if you want to learn how to take advantage and get the most out of your insurance, what I can't understand is people who do have insurance think that that insurance is the best possible thing they could have, because first of all, everybody I know has insurance complains about their insurance.
Of course, insurance companies here rip people off left and right. America does not have the best healthcare system in the world. We are ranked 36th in the world.
And we pay far much more than other countries for normal procedures because it's not standardized and we have nobody negotiating with the service providers. It would be a lot easier if you have more people going in for the same type of medical problems. They're getting more money totally, but they may get less per person. So you're still making money.
Yes. And
well, I like that. I can't believe we agree. Maybe you should have these two potatoes argue about this. I think they should give more potato health care to regular Idaho potatoes. No, sweet potatoes, we're nicer, we deserve more. So it's like America. We complain about who gets the most. We're a bunch of potato heads. We just said it.
What do you mean we?
Why? You're not small? We?
No. Now, also,
yes.
You know what?
We're on to the next topic.
Speaking of health, flu shots are available in stores today. You can go to Walmart.
Good.
You're
finally getting a flu shot. Well, at least yes. Oh, look at that.
You can go to Walgreens and get a flu shot. I think nobody should get a flu shot. What do you need a flu shot for?
I was at the Albertsons the other day, and they're giving flu shots because they have a druggist department. The druggist there can give a flu shot. It's really easy. You could give your own flu shot to yourself.
$30. You want a $30 flu shot? Did you get one?
No, because my doctor, as soon as you walk in for your exam, he says, "Hey, do you have a flu shot?" I go, "Not this year." And he goes, "Wham!" And you don't have a chance. But it's okay because it's a lot better to get a flu shot than to get the flu. On the other hand, I talked to this guy who says, "Ask me about flu shots." He's wearing it as a checkout guy in Albertsons, and I was making a joke because I said they were made with vodka. People behind me said, "Oh, I got a flu shot and I got sick," and then this other guy said, "Oh, I was in the hospital for 2 days."
Flu shots make you sick.
We better go fly because it's time to take a break and go get our shots.
You get your shot.
I want to argue some more about this. We'll be back in just a few tiny seconds. Am I bleeding? Am I bleeding?
Potato injection.
I'm bleeding. Oh, that's sweet. That's a sweet potato. So you can.
I thought we were going to take a break.
We can go into our commercial.
Want to be the Women's Club, located away from the crowds but close to home. Come in throughout the day for Jazzercise, the world's dance fitness leader for nearly 40 years. treat yourself to a relaxing massage. Or unwind in the lounge area or outside on the balcony with friends. La Buena Vida Women's Club, located and designed with women in mind. For information, call Diane at 650-9721.
Hey, you, come here. Do you want to know the news? The Lost Cruises channel is now on 7 days a week, so keep it right here.
Celebrate, celebrate, Fiesta Motors.
Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate, Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
And we're back. This is Double Talk on Channel 98.
We're still here. Did
We
you ever
are.
have the flu?
Years ago as a child.
As a child.
I don't get the flu. You know, if you want to...
You think that you take enough vitamins? You don't even take vitamins.
I do take vitamins.
You try to eat healthy,
I
right?
eat healthy. I take vitamins. I don't get the flu, people. If you wash your hands, you don't get the flu. The flu is passed from touching things that other
Sick
people
people?
with the flu have,
So
like door handles.
is that the mask you're going to be wearing? It's
That's
like,
a
it's
burger.
actually white and
That's a
it's pink-
sandwich full of vitamins,
Oh,
right
I
there.
thought it was like a mask, but it was just looking like a vitamin, so you could look like a duck with pills.
And if you take your vitamins, if you wash your hands, if you take certain precautions,
What do you think
will
about-
not get the flu.
What do you think about echinacea?
Echinacea is fine, but
It
that
doesn't solve the flu. Solves a common cold.
No,
It makes
I don't get colds either, Michael. Those are viruses
You are so
that
healthy.
you can guard against.
You know why? You never talk to anybody. You're out there in the world. I
talk to everybody.
You're not near anybody. Now you do.
I talk to lots of people, Michael. Don't you?
Do you shake their hands?
I shake their hands, and then I wash my hands.
Do you give them a peck on the cheek?
I do not give them a peck
You
on
don't
the
give
cheek.
them a peck on the cheek?
Not them.
How do you expect to make friends? Well, if you give
That's not all I
people
don't
pecks
give
on
them.
cheek, a lot of kids or a lot of people know kids who are in school. If you have a child nearby, your chances of getting the flu are a lot greater. I'm going to get a flu shot.
No, do not get a flu shot.
I'm getting a flu shot. I've had a flu shot for the last X amount of years.
You don't need to have
a
virus.
friend of ours, a good friend, got a flu shot, and her muscle shriveled up.
Yes.
Yes? What do you mean? Like that's a standard thing that happens?
She's not the first person that's happened to. Now, when they give you a flu shot, they don't even know what flu they're giving you the shot for, because the coming flu hasn't declared which one it is.
Are you
You're just
saying
getting a general
these
flu
flus
shot.
fly about and you never
They don't know
know?
which flu that's coming down the pike.
They can guess, because
They can guess? That's all it
we
is.
get them from Asia.
That's it. It's
We get them from
guesswork.
Asia. This is the Asian flu.
swine
And
flu?
Well, no, it's a lot cheaper to get our flus from Asia.
Well,
That's
sure.
why we
That's
get them
true.
Chinese flu.
It's all cheaper over in Asia, imported from the Orient.
That's
Nothing but the
true.
best.
Yes. French. We should do a French flu. That would make everybody very,
Le swine flu.
you get rid of it with a little red wine. You have it done. It would be a good way.
Not only that, they put mercury thimerosal preservative in the shots, so you're getting a dose of mercury every time you get a shot. Go ahead, get your flu shot.
Well, that's your attitude go up and down.
So,
It's such a minimal amount.
really, it's cumulative.
Yes. Oh,
You get one
it
every
once
year,
a year.
you get one
How big?
every
Show me how
year.
big. Show me how much there is that you get of mercury. You get this much.
Yeah, well, any much is too
Is
much,
much?
Michael.
You eat mercury every time, or you get mercury every time you touch a doorknob.
No,
You can
don't.
get a flu from a doorknob.
But if you eat tuna, you eat fish, you're getting mercury.
See? Do you eat tuna?
Occasionally,
You see, and you eat salmon,
yes.
and you like wild caught salmon. So
Right. So
obviously,
why do I want to go get a shot full of mercury?
make the other mercury
I
feel
don't.
good? It just helps it get through your body. It flows easier.
Now,
Well, let's talk about something we like.
oh, you mean booze?
Booze. Yes. But apparently Gallup, that little city, doesn't like booze. That's such would that be considered racist? Or,
No,
Well,
no,
it shows-
because Gallup has lots of Indians living up there, and the reason Gallup is trying to limit the sales of alcohol from 7 in the morning until 11 in the morning every day, because they're trying to stop the Indians from going in there and buying alcohol.
Early in the morning.
They have a terrible alcoholic problem.
And
with
they
the
get
Indians.
drunk before noon.
They do. That's the way it is up there.
Well, shouldn't they have public education saying thou shalt not?
They do that.
7 to 11. So
they have a terrible alcoholic problem.
does that
up
mean
there.
that they sell alcohol before 7 a.m., or is that when
No.
stores open?
Stores can start selling at 7 in the morning, just like they can here, anywhere in the state. They're trying to have the stores not open until 11 in the morning. Well, that's cutting, that's restraint of free trade. And
You already have free trades.
what are you supposed
cut down.
to substitute?
We don't
Orange
have
soda?
Orange, or
Is that
there's Dr. Brown's.
Is that what they?
There's lemon
will
soda.
Will that quell their thirst? Orange soda instead of vodka and booze
Will
and
it?
beer?
Will it?
No.
It should. It does quench your thirst
Well-
more than booze, because booze is a dehydrator.
Well, so is anything with sugar, like this soda pop.
Unless you have a freshly squeezed orange squeezed into your cup and
No,
then
that
you
won't
drink
do
that.
it.
Yes.
Sugar dehydrates you. No, should they do it here? How about if you couldn't get anything to drink, no alcohol until 11 in the morning?
They do that for Sunday morning anyway.
Only on Sunday. They open at 12 o'clock here, statewide.
Yeah.
Only on Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's that for?
Oh, the church has had that.
Blue laws for the
It used
churches.
to be you couldn't buy any booze on Sunday at all.
But luckily, not everybody here goes to church.
It doesn't matter whether you go to church or not.
Well, you wouldn't have to if you had booze.
Well,
you can see your God.
the churches serve wine to children.
Just a little bit.
Well,
Just to give them the spirit of
that's
the
all I
Lord.
need.
In the morning?
Yeah.
Well,
It's not just for breakfast anymore.
Well, what's to say? Well, I guess if the minute you buy your booze, you drink it, you should buy it if you're going to be restricted, and they're not going to be restricted. If you want booze between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m., go after 11 a.m., buy enough for the next morning.
Well, yeah.
Save
plan
some
ahead.
beer over, yeah. Plan ahead. Don't, just because it's there, it doesn't mean you have to drink everything.
true.
Practice some restraint. That would be good in the first place.
I used to have a friend, and when I lived in Hollywood, California, he'd come over to my house in the morning and he opened up my refrigerator. And he opened up the refrigerator and he'd see that I had a quart of beer that was only half empty.
Yeah.
And he'd say, how can you leave a quart of beer half empty? Why couldn't you finish it?
It's not your responsibility to finish off your booze. I mean,
No, I said-
you don't finish all your milk when you buy it, do
Yeah,
you?
that's what I told him. I said, I got a quart of milk in there and half empty. Was I supposed to finish that too before I went to bed?
Yeah, you have half a piece of pizza, you have half a hot dog, you have half a
That's how it goes.
linguine
Yeah.
with shrimp.
So I finished the beer off that night with dinner. Big
Makes
deal.
sense. Makes sense.
Now, we're talking
Why are we
about
doing this
healthcare.
one? Yes, healthcare.
Well, the local hospital here is being sued for malpractice and for ordering too many procedures to people.
Well, we don't need that one. We
And
need that one.
there's the Mountain View Hospital.
Yeah.
It's Mountain View Hospital.
Or as we know, wait, is that Mountain View or the old one? Is that
It's
the new one or
Mountain
the old
View.
one? What's the old one called?
Memorial Medical
Memorial
Center.
Medical Center. So Mountain View, that's interesting. And why is this guy being sued?
Well, the doctor was being sued, Dr. Frankenstein,
Well, no, his name
for doing
is
unnecessary procedures. and billing them-
Demosthenes Closen.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's the doctor's name?
Easy for me to say.
It's Greek to me.
Yes. Apparently, too many heart monitors. What are they called?
Pacemakers.
Pacemakers.
Unnecessary
About
pacemakers.
38 unnecessary pacemakers.
Among other
in
things.
one guy.
Well,
that
this
guy.
Is, well, this is ticking. Still
Yeah.
ticking.
Actually, he became a drummer. Yeah, because he had such good rhythm.
So we'll have more to report on this craziness. Not that I'm surprised.
We don't want to see this happen. I mean, it's really one of those things like a doctor is given responsibility to take care of his patients, not to sell pacemakers or to do the operations. One of the problems with our medical system is if you can get your insurance company to pay for these things,
And they do.
they're going to do it,
course.
and whether you need it or not. So somebody, we talk about, Obamacare is going to give us too much oversight from the government. Well, sometimes you need that. It's the same reason we get meat examined. Let's consider the meat that's being examined the doctor.
Dr. Meat.
Dr. Meat. That's what they work with, meat. That's
Yes.
how they look at it, meat.
Yeah.
Oh, your liver's bad.
Well,
I don't like liver.
We are meat. We're cash cows to them.
Yes, we are. Anyway, let's get on to something happier. What's
Well,
happier?
West Nile virus is
Yes,
upon us.
that's cheerier. That's far cheerier
Speaking
than
of disease.
having your heart have an illegal pacemaker.
The mosquitoes are here. They do carry the West Nile virus, and there's things we can do to keep the mosquitoes at bay.
Put a giant dome over the entire town, just like in Stephen King's thing.
That sounds like
the
an idea for a good
We should do it.
TV
Keep
show.
the mosquitoes out. Then they have these dramatic shots of the dome coming down and this mosquito
Mosquitoes
flying
splatting on it.
and splats.
No, well, all you can do if you have tires on your property, they collect rainwater. Dump the water out. If you have containers outside that collect rainwater, dump the water out. That's where mosquitoes breed. I know somebody who actually got West Nile virus,
So do I.
and it messed them up for life.
Well, it messed them up for quite a long time. You get like all sorts of physical impairments
Oh, yes,
for a
you
long
have.
time. So it's not only the water that's in your that could be collected in small little ponding areas,
Yes.
but long grass is good because actually
Mosquitoes
long
like
grass.
the long grass.
they
Mow
do.
your lawn.
I just did,
Good, thank you.
just for you.
I thought you had rocks.
And no wonder it's so noisy. Gosh, it woke up the entire neighborhood.
With the lawnmower mowing the lawns.
Crackety. Yeah,
You go through a lot of blades that way.
I know. It's like a waste of
So
my
clean up
blades.
your yard to get the mosquitoes out. We don't want the West Nile virus anymore.
Or any of those Nile viruses. We're
No.
not being particular. Anyway, let's talk about the things that West
That we
Nile
like.
other things we like. Food.
There's a new restaurant. New restaurant opened up. One closes, another one opens in the same spot.
Yes.
When the lemongrass restaurant on El Paseo closed, because she had to go back to Thailand to take care of her mother, a
a
new
good
restaurant
reason.
opened called Bradley D. and William B. Restaurant. I
Now,
give them
it
9
just-
months and they're out of business.
It rolls off your tongue.
Doesn't it?
Because people say, where do you want to go eat? Let's go eat at Bradley D. and William B. Or is it Bradley B. William D.?
Forget about it.
Brad and Will. Yes, they're supposed to have a conventional
American fare.
American fare, sort of like Break an Egg had, I guess, except for dinner. You know, I guess pot roast and chicken pot pie,
Yes,
and gravy,
steaks, maybe.
gravy. We'll have to look into that.
I hope they have good lo mein.
Yes, it's off the menu. I talked to a woman from Zafiro's, and we know that she and her husband were running the Main Street Bistro,
Yes.
and they had to close that because he got sick, and they couldn't spend as much time as they wanted to. Apparently, a new young couple is going to take over the Main Street Bistro,
yay.
and it
Good
should
news,
get
good news.
a lot of good things coming in.
Also, we have a Schlotzsky's. It's opened. It
Yes.
opened there on where is it?
University,
University Avenue.
right near
Yeah.
Lorenzo's.
People
Near
lined up
Lorenzo's.
to win free sandwiches for a year. We don't
Oh.
have the name of the winners yet, but they gave 100 of them away apparently.
Well, we're not going to list all 100, but
No.
we will get to know them and be there. Now that looks like a Reuben
There's a
wrap.
sandwich.
Looks like
There's a sandwich.
I am getting so hungry now. So let's see.
And also pet adoptions this week at PetSmart from 10 to 3.
Yes.
Also on October
that the
3rd
right time?
at Andale's Doghouse.
Speaking of dogs,
You can dress your dog for Halloween. $5 to enter. From
Andale's
five-
Doghouse is a pretty
5:30
good
to
place.
8.
It's a good restaurant. I like
If
that.
you like a hot dog,
I do like a hot dog.
get your hog anus fixed for the day.
Yes.
And that's all the time we have right here on Double
We
Talk.
only have that much time
We
to
are out
talk
of
about
time.
hog anuses.
So it's time to say goodbye.
And see you next week from the Two Potato Heads.
Eat your potato. Here.
Oh, you gave me the. I like a nice.